Okay, welcome back to yet another episode of I Hope No One Calls While I'm recording. Today we're going to be doing Proud Mode quests, hopefully 86 through to 90, if I don't have any roadblocks. So, yeah, here we go. Yeah, barely any content at all this week, so that's a bit of a shame. Okay, only special attacks dealing 6 or fewer hits are allowed. So we're in basically the same position that we were in last time, because Proud Mode essentially comes down to, do I have a way of buffing myself up? And in this case, yes, again we do, so I'm honestly thinking that between these two medals we can take care of just about everything, so let's see if we're correct. I'm going to keep an eye on my AP this time, only because it's a consideration again. But if they're all roughly going to cost 10 each, then it shouldn't really matter. Yeah, so I think a little while ago the standard was set that every Proud quest only costs 10 AP. Which means that I should have roughly 20 attempts. So if I can get away with this one being a freebie, then I'll be very happy with that, because I won't have to restart and potentially waste AP. So we're going to skip those cutscenes because story before quest 400. Funny joke. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to just, yeah, as always, just buff. Just check there's no special conditions. Use 5 special attacks, so we're definitely going to do that. Yeah, just going to buff and attack, and yeah, I'm not expecting anything too difficult in this quest. In fact, to be honest, we probably don't even need to buff, but let's do it just for safety anyway, because, yeah, one turning is a priority. Let's get to these guys nice and quick. Yeah, so nothing really to do this week. I'm kind of curious because the Sora and Riku illustrated deals run out tomorrow. Oh, if you're watching this in the future, today is like 3 or 4 days before the anniversary. It's currently the Monday, April the 3rd. So, running low on SP. It's no good. But we should be at the enemy now. Yep, okay, we're at the final boss already, so that's fine. We had just enough SP. Yes, so today is just before the anniversary, and there was little to nothing to show for it. It's interesting. I don't know. It just like the event list looks very, very empty. Looking at it today, I thought maybe there would be some jewel quests or something, but no, nothing at all. So it's okay. Did we get the cool? We got the objective for dealing 10k damage, because Jack Skellington obviously was dealing 30 to 40 per hit, so that was fine. Yeah, so the illustrated Sora and Riku deals will leave the shop tomorrow, so they could be replaced by something pretty cool. It's been a while since we've only had like one Epic Metal Carnival running in the shop at one time, so I don't know, we could potentially get another one. Who knows? Okay, equip only magic medals, so I'm assuming it's going to be, yeah, 3 wishes again. So, wait, what? So that's the condition, and the objective is for, okay. So the objective is for only, bugger. Okay, so we'll get the reward if we only use magic medals, but we'll get the objective to only use special attacks with reverse medals. Now I hate this objective because I don't have any consistent way of buffing myself up with magic medals. And in fact, before the other day, I had no way of dealing any sort of decent damage, period. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Now, from memory, I wasn't able to use her and successfully kill all the enemies in one turn. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking on the fly here. Let me just think for 1 second. Okay, so I'm toying around with this idea here. Now, the unfortunate reality is that we have to use reverse medals here if we want to use special attacks, which means for anyone that doesn't have a Rax medal, buffing is more or less out of the question, unfortunately. We can debuff with things like Pete, I call him Pete every time, Mr. Smee, who lowers defense. However, he costs 4, which is a bit of a burden. If you have a Sephiroth, I'm really considering using him, just because he only costs 2. And I happen to put Poison Plus on mine a long, long time ago, and every now and then it helps me out. I also pulled a mysterious figure when I did my one pull during that last Epic Metal Carnival. I pulled one of these, and even though this slot here isn't reverse, it still has a juicy 1.8 multiplier on at level 25, 3 wishes, so it might deal a little bit of damage, but we'll see how we go. Basically, all I really want to do is just let off this nuke here, so I just gave her some chips. Her guild is far from full, and she doesn't have a skill, and I'm just trying to think now, like, while we have the... oh wait, the event just ended. I was going to say, while we have this event on, everyone can technically get to this level, but that actually might not be... that's not true anymore. But I hope you guys all farmed for that event medal. Anyway, let's give this setup a go. It's only a little bit of AP to waste if I'm wrong. Yeah. If you have any medals with like APP, I would strongly consider bringing them, even if you can't actually use the special ability. If you just swipe on all the enemies. Oh, this is how I restore gauges, by the way. I was fighting the event quest because it gives you some planes, so give me 1 second, I'll restore my gauges. There you go, so just run that anniversary quest real quick and we got a little bit of rewards as well as filling up our SP, so I really recommend that, like, instead of just going to like a story quest or something to restore your SP, try and get some benefit out of it. If it's any day during the week, sorry, if it's like Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, you can do the individual attribute quests and restore SP that way. They all have a decent amount of SP chests, and if you're lucky, some of the enemies will spawn as well. Just put a setup with your Chip and Dale into whatever Keyblade you're trying to restore SP for, and then, yeah, off you go. Run it once or twice or however many times you need, and yeah. I mean, that obviously works a lot better during 0 AP, but I suppose you technically can do it now as well. But anyway, back to the fun part. Okay, so I'm going to give it a try this way at first, and I might bring on my Sephiroth in a bit. If Maleficent can't take everything out in one hit, I'm going to try with Sephiroth. I understand that not everyone might have a Sephiroth, and it might be a case of, let's just try and get to the end for this one. Because like I say, if you can't beat every single objective of every single quest, that does not matter at all. Like, as long as we can just get through, then... okay, then we should be good. So, I really just want to tap this guy, like I really... if I can avoid it. So if I can avoid it, I'd really rather not have to use an attack on him, but I think I'm gonna have to, unfortunately. But it'll be a good barometer for how much damage it's doing, so... wow, what the hell happened to the frame rate? 1 sec, guys. Sorry, hopefully that goes a little bit better now. Okay, so that basically cost me 3 SP to do it, because I'm down to, well, 2 and a bit. Shit. This is the exact opposite of what you want. You don't want one of those friggin' money eggs in there, because they have a decent amount of HP, like they have like 6 or 7 HP or something. So you need like a full Keyblade to take them out. Just tapping, I literally can't do it with this setup because I have to use a special attack. And yeah, I'm pretty sure unless I use Maleficent, I can't even take it out anyway, because it'll survive every hit. Okay, so 1 set of enemies, 2, 3, 4 guaranteed. That treasure chest is probably not guaranteed every time. And that money egg is certainly not guaranteed every time, so... I think we've just rolled some pretty bad luck here. So it might actually be in my best interest to just die, rather than wasting SP, but... yeah. So I'm really not worried at all about if I can take them all out in one turn. It's literally just my SP management that I'm concerned about. So like I said, if you have... actually, if I put that mysterious figure medal in the back, that might be able to deal enough damage. Maybe. I don't know, I'm going to experiment a bit. Like, I like having Maleficent here, because obviously we all have Maleficent. Even if it's not fully boosted, fully chipped and daled, whatever. It doesn't really matter, because it's still going to do more than enough to take care of all the enemies. Yeah, if you have a medal with APP and you were swiping there, you'd actually get off really easily. Like, it'd trigger every now and then. You're fighting weak-ish power enemies. And yeah, you really shouldn't have any problems at all. I'll tell you what, if I come up here and I use Nova against that guy... Let's see. I think if I just use my Nova... Let's see. If it deals more than 1 damage, I'm in the clear. Oh, shit. Okay. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, so I haven't one-turned all the enemies, basically. So he has 9 HP for some reason. So basically, I needed to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even if I use my special attack... okay, I guess if I use my special attack against it, I would have been able to clear it, but... Just got unlucky, I guess. So, I'm going to quit out here, actually. I'm going to quit out here. Okay. I've actually got the wrong Classic Donald on. I have a Classic Donald with AB2, and I also have one with AB2 and APP. It's not necessary to have that Classic Donald with APP, but if you have something with APP, and you swipe here, even if it triggers, like, sometimes, you should be okay. So, let me just edit that setup real quick. Okay, so yeah. Okay, yeah, I make that mistake every time because he's in the first slot for some reason and he's in the second. I'm going to pop him there. I'm going to hope APP triggers like sometimes. Even if it doesn't trigger all the time, that's fine. As long as I can just keep fueling the Maleficent, then I should be good to go. Aerial and Flounder, I'm not using it. It's just there because it deals a nice little strength hit. Like, it really doesn't matter. Maleficent does all the work here. Like, all of the work here. I boosted Maleficent with chips. You can see, even with my shitty guild roll, it's still doing plenty of damage, so don't think that, oh, I haven't got Aerial and Flounder, oh, whatever. You'll be fine. If you have like a Rax medal, you'll be completely fine. Put Rax in the front, you'll be completely fine. Like I said, I really want to put the Mysterious Figure medal in there somewhere, because it only costs 1, but it might not have the power to do the work, unfortunately, so yeah, I think we'll just stick with Maleficent, and hopefully that bloody chest spawned. Alright, we're gonna tap, and unfortunately we're just gonna have to use the goddamn special attack here, even though we don't want to, but we must do what we must do. So, 1 enemy down. Hopefully the egg is not here, which is actually a good thing. I want AB2 to trigger. It didn't. That's okay. As long as it triggers sometimes, we'll be okay. So it doesn't have to trigger every time. Just sometimes would be nice. I'm still not sure what skill I want to put on Maleficent. Come on. God damn it. If it doesn't go off for me, I might like force quit the app and load it back up again. Be that kind of scumbag. Just because. Actually, I might Nova here. No, I'll save it. I don't believe that. It didn't trigger once. That one's AB2 triggered. Lovely. Alright, so they're all gonna die. And now we just need to see if we have enough SP to do anything. Yikes. So I'm essentially gonna have to rely on Nova here because... yeah, Nova should be fine. Nova should be fine. Because, yeah, okay, there you go. I was worrying for nothing. I was just thinking that I wouldn't be able to afford Maleficent, but there you go, you can. So that one's quite easy as well. Just bring Maleficent and kind of hope you don't get the money egg. If you had some reverse meta way of taking out that money egg, that wouldn't go astray either. But yeah, my 16 gauges was more than enough to take him out, even with no APP, so that's another technically easy one, I guess. Yeah, Maleficent made that very easy. I think that could have been something of a roadblock in terms of like doing it in one turn. One second. So these guys are actually perfect for restoring your SP, so I was just thinking, oh, I'm going to have to restore it now, but I actually don't, because I can just literally go on here make sure I don't kill him. And as long as I save job. I've got this little mini that I'm borrowing here, so that's going to deal a little bit of damage for me and get me almost up to full bars. And it's just a shame she just missed the mark, but that's okay. Pretty close to 16. Yeah, I say that now, cut to me in a minute going, God damn it. But I say, almost at 16 should be enough, like close enough to full that I'm satisfied with that. But yeah, like I said, in 5 minutes time, cut to that again, and you watch as I'm a sliver away from having like the amount of SP that I need to beat the quest. But we should be okay. We should be okay. So back on to the next one now. Loading, loading, loading. So pretty bog standard objectives. Is it going to be kind? No, it is not. Only special attacks requiring 2 or fewer gauges allowed. Okay. So in terms of buffers, what do we have? Pooh and Piglet and Ariel and Flounder and Sebastian are out. Halloween Sora, Rax, Pence, your boy. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to keep these medals like where they are because they're still good in their slots. Like she's still great in that slot for dealing damage. Like just a regular tap hit will do 2.4 damage times, you know, 9,200. It's still a good tap. So I might keep her there. Let's make a quick cheeky setup just to try and... actually, do I already have? No. Okay, give me one sec. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking of this setup here. Our Halloween Sora, every time. Our Christmas Sora is going to give us a strength boost. Now, I have multiple Halloween Soras, but here's the thing. This Keyblade's best slot for upright medals is right there. So the unfortunate reality is... Actually, hang on, what's the... Oop. Yeah, that final slot's only 1.6 if you use an upright medal. So, I particularly, and probably you guys as well, don't have anything that can take advantage of the reverse slot for less than 2 SP. So I'm going to kind of hope and pray that at +1, this World of Final Fantasy medal here can do the work. Now, in terms of you guys, let's have a little look here, because we really want to take advantage of that 2.35 slot. She's 3, yes, we can't use her. That was in a premium avatar board, but it's far outclassed by Classic Donald anyway, so we don't want to use that. Yeah, HD Aqua. Yeah, we could potentially use her. I don't think she's going to be that useful though, unfortunately, just because... Yeah, I mean, Classic Donald is kind of going to deal the same amount of damage, and she'll just deal it to random targets instead of him focusing on the one. It might be a case of, if you have multiple Halloween stories, you could go with... Oh, actually, hang on. Bugger. He's 3. You could put one Christmas Sora in the front, and then the second one here in the back. Okay, I'll try this setup first, and then I'll try that one. Like, I'll put my actual good Halloween Sora, I'll put here, the one that's guilted at 100%, and then I'll put another one in the front here. And that way I'll be at +2 when this attack gets fired off. That could do something. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Because that'll be a real free-to-play strategy right there. Then, yeah. You heard it here first. You heard it here first, kids. So, all right. Let me pause it till it's done loading. Alrighty, 7 years later. Here we go. So yeah, 2 Halloween Soras, Christmas Soras. Jesus Christ, 2 Christmas Soras in the Keyblade. It's going to cost 4 every time just to fire off that attack. And I still think it's going to be a pretty weak attack, unfortunately, but you know what, we can try. That's what we're here to do, right? We're here to try and see what we can do. So, Christ, hate these things. Alright, let's do it. Wow. But never fear, because Sora is here. Okay, did 20k. Is that enough? Okay, alright, so... If we have to swipe enemies, we might be in trouble, but... Oh, jeez, this isn't a long one, is it? Let's just have a quick peek. Oh, God, this is gonna be rough. We're not gonna have the SP. Alright, let's keep trying, so... I'm gonna have to try buff once. Buff twice, it's gonna deal 20k. Ooh, That did a hell of a lot more damage. That was nice. Okay, if we start running out of SP, it might be a case of we only use one of the buffs. I might try it now, actually. I'm going to tap here, and then see how much damage just one Sora uses. Okay. Okay. Alright, so that only costs us 2. That's actually pretty good. So, a Sora in that slot there. Like I said, mine's chipped, daled, and guilted at 100%. And it has attack boost 2 on, but it didn't trigger. So, alright, that little blue guy might be a problem, so... AB2 yet again did not trigger, and we might be in some trouble now. I would really like APP to trigger here. It does, okay. Yes, beautiful, okay. That was really nice. So if you guys have an APP medal, and you want to slide it in that slot there, or if you have a Classic Donald with APP, you could chuck it on there, but on we go. So we know what to do now, we're just going to swipe once, and then we're going to use... Hello. Christmas Sora. Why am I doing this? Christmas Sora. Because he's from Halloween Town. I know he goes to Christmas Town, but in the original Kingdom Hearts 2, he was still dressed in his Halloween Town outfit, even when he went to Christmas Town. Alright, so this is not as bad as I was making it out to be. I'm a little bitch boy for whining about it so much. Alright. And yeah, that was it. Okay, great. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm gonna save. No, I'm gonna use one attack and then Nova, and that should be ample damage. AB2 goes off. Beautiful. Fire off the Nova, and there we go. Okay. So even if you don't have a Halloween Town Sora guilted all to hell, I did it again. I literally called it Halloween Town again. I don't know what's wrong with me. Even if you don't have a Christmas Sora guilted all to hell, what could you do? I had a pretty good amount of SP there, so you could potentially just like do what I did and use 2 of them. Like, yeah, like one in the front and one in the back. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really struggling there, so hopefully you guys can take some inspiration from that and, you know, get lucky as well. Again, you could probably just sort of like run right to the end. Like avoid all those enemies on the ground in the first room and only deal with the enemies in the second room. I'm going to keep saying this over and over again, there's no shame whatsoever in not being able to get the Electrum Orb straight away. Like, we can just come back and get it anytime. Anytime. Like, if you absolutely need that extra level in your Counterpoint Keyblade or your Sleeping Lion, whatever it's called, then, yeah, it could be a big deal. But right now, there's no good upright speed medals that are, like, given out to everyone. Upright Magic is a little bit better, but still. Oh boy! Special attacks only allowed for medals with 8,000 or higher defense. Wowie wow. So, oh boy. Classic Donald just, and I mean just misses the mark. That's 7,988 defense. So that is really shitty. That's really, really shitty. Alright, let's see what else we have. Let's have a look in the old medal chest. Unfortunately, I think Ariel and Flounder might get over the line here. Yeah, it does. So, what about Jack? No, Jack misses the mark. Yuna's got it. Yuna's fine. Kairi. Oh, okay, Kairi. Okay. Kairi's going to be fine. But you're going to have to give her some Dales. Give her the D. Give her 1,000 D. Gross. What about anything else? What about Moana? Maybe not. Yes, okay. Moana's over the line as well. Okay. Okay. I'm in the... I don't really want to spend the resources if I don't have to, because I think with Ariel and Flounder, I'm going to be able to take everything out. I would suggest for you guys... Like, Moana's a good medal. Like, she's a really good medal. Young Kairi is a pretty good medal as well. You can see I've already spent some resources on her, but I didn't put any defense on her just because, I don't know, I didn't want to. I'm going to do it with Aerial and Flounder, but just for the buff. Like, I just want the buff, and then I'm going to, like, tap through with everything else, pretty much. That's so frustrating. No, I'm going to use the buff, and then I'm going to use Yuna. Call me a coward, but look, Moana and Young Kairi, they can absolutely do it. Put Young Kairi in the front, Moana right after, you're going to be fine. Young Kairi in the front, Moana immediately after, it's going to rip everything to shreds. Just everything to shreds. You'll be fine. But yeah, it's going to cost you some resources, so if you don't have, you know, if you're not lucky enough to have what I have, that's okay. If you choose to spend the resources now, that's your choice. You don't have to, because again, like in everything else in this game, the power creep will catch up. Like, they will give you upright magic medals eventually, or you'll pull one eventually that will help you breeze through this content. Absolutely breeze through it. So it could be a bummer right now if you don't have an A and F medal. I completely understand that. If I had, I have the Dales to spare, but just my playstyle, I don't want to throw them around unless I absolutely have to. So I really hope you guys forgive me for that. I'm not going to put them on my Young Kairi. I don't want to, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. All right, I'm gonna do it like this first. Let's do an experiment first, see how difficult it is, and then we'll talk about that. Okay, we're in a pretty small arena, so there won't be that many enemies. There are some ones that are gonna blip in. Yep, there we go. So, okay, let's do a test first of all of how much damage. She's gonna be my Young Kairi substitute, right? Because Young Kairi is guilted. I hope you guys all guilted your Young Kairi. You can put her right there. She's going to raise all your attributes. And she's magic. Okay, great. So these enemies are power type. Therefore, she just acted as a magic type. So she is a perfect substitute for Young Kairi. So if I can do this with Yuna, you can definitely do it with Young Kairi. Come on. Damn it. Okay. So, let me reset because I'm a coward and I don't want to waste AP. So I'm going to just force quit the app. I'm just going to go... Whoop. Tap this little button here, and I'm going to force quit the app, boot back into it, and then I'll be back in that quest without having spent the AP, so one sec. Okay, so I booted the game back up. What was I saying? I was saying that, yeah, Young Kairi in that position, and what was the other medal? With high defense. Moana. Yeah, I guilted Moana would probably just kill this thing straight up, actually, yeah. I'm pretty sure Guilty Moana would literally just rip this guy to shreds, so as my substitute, I'm going to use Aerial and Flounder. Please forgive me. But yeah, a ×3 buff is what she just awarded me, so it's exactly the same as if you had a ×3 buff from Moana, so I don't feel too guilty about this one, because, yeah, like, Moana is a really good candidate to spend your resources on anyway. Like, she'll get you through some of the tougher parts of the content. There's a Guilted Tier 3 medal. Her cost is a bit high, and she's certainly nothing like the Japanese version of the same medal, but for our version, she's a pretty good medal. So, imagine I'm using Moana here instead of Aerial and Flounder, and you'll be just fine. Okay, just double checking there's no other enemies. I think we're good. Okay, I think we're good. Let's do it. So, now the only difference is going to be that if I use my Nova here after Aerial and Flounder, it's going to do a hell of a lot more than if you used your Moana. But at the same time, your Moana will do more than my Aerial and Flounder. So, we're sort of balanced out. But then again, you also have other medals. You can finish up with Young Kairi now. And yeah, one special attack from her should easily take these guys out. So we barely spent any SP there at all. Yeah, a Guilted Moana with some chips. It's going to just take a shit all over these guys. Do I feel guilty about that one? A little bit. A little bit. But at the same time, not really. Because honestly, the honest to God's truth is, yeah, Moana and Young Kairi will easily get you through that quest. Very easily. So On we go to the next one. Let's pause it real quick. And now we come to sort of the fork in the road. Okay, so the very next quest happens to involve Sleeping Lion. Now, why is this a problem? Because you guys might not have upgraded your Sleeping Lion the same way that I have. If you've been following along with... Wait a minute, I only put out two videos on quests. If you've been able to get up to this point, you've probably amassed a fair few Electrum ores. The reason mine is at 17 is because that is the first level at which we gain this slot right here. We gain a reverse slot of 2.0. In that, yeah, that third slot has a 2.0 multiplier for reverse metals. The reason I stopped there is because I feel like that's all I really need to pass the content. I could have gone a lot further, obviously. Like, I think my Electrum ore count right now is pretty friggin' high. Yeah, for 39 to spare. I don't want to use them on this Keyblade though, because I really have nothing to take advantage of speed metals. You know, that's my... I got that from a high score challenge, and, you know, let's have a look at what I could replace it with. Well, that's right, nothing. I've got, you know, freaking uniform Selphie, fantastic. You know, young Sora. We really don't have anything in the way of... Honestly, probably Stitch would probably do a really good job in that final slot. We really don't have anything in the way of, like, big, beefy, upright speed metals that are available to all of us. Like, we have some cool ones. You know, we've got, you know, Sora there that we all should have got Gilted. We've got a few other cool things, but... yeah, I was really let down by my Halloween Sora, just because that's Halloween Sora. I got a really, really bad guild roll on it, and I think I re-rolled 58 like 3 times. Like 57, 58, 58. Very disappointed. So I've always been underwhelmed by speed, so I just kept mine at 17. I got that reverse slot, which means that my beloved Marluxia B can come in and do all the work for me now. All the work for me. With this quest in particular, quest number 90, the objective was to use the condition was to use medals with a 6-star or higher. But yeah, at least 6 stars. So if you have Sebastian, how many times have I said that over my videos? If you have Sebastian at 6 stars with SP attack age 1, you know where he goes. He goes right here. Pop him in slot number 1. Away you go. Honestly, that's the entire game. Get a buffer, get a strong medal, away you go. My buffer happens to be Ariel and Flounder, only because I'm still keeping my Sebastian at a low cost, but only for 1 more week. And then, yeah, then I'll probably bump it up, but I'm very happy with it being 5-star just for now. Let's try the content. So, I think by now you should all be able to get your Sleeping Lions up to at least 17 like mine is. Now, whether you actually want to do that or not, that is completely your own choice. I believe some of the other slots have pretty high multipliers, even if they're not specifically for the reverse slots, so I'll check that afterwards, actually. I'll check what level... Ooh, hello. Wow, okay. This guy's a bit of a toughie, so how much is this going to do? Not enough. Alright, I think this guy is Nova worthy because I can't imagine we're going to have a stronger enemy than him, so... Okay. No, what I was saying is this slot here at the end could potentially have a pretty high multiplier slot just for green in general, meaning that you could have, you know, Marluxia B on the end and still deal a pretty decent amount of damage. I mean, he's only in a 2.0 slot right now. That isn't extraordinarily high. My old nemesis, the friggin' eggs. So, I guess all I'm saying here is bring along a medal that can deal a lot of hits. In my case, I have a high score challenge medal, but I'm only using it because it deals multiple hits. Like, that could have been Stitch. That could have been literally any medal in the game that deals several hits. Enough to get him over that, I believe, 9 HP criteria slot. So, Poison Plus triggering when I don't need it to, as per the norm. Don't you just love this game? Yeah, Marluxia B is just going to win for me, basically. I don't have to worry about anything else, so... Away he goes. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah, nothing to worry about there at all. Okay, so I believe that's going to be quest 90, and with that I think I'll leave it there. If you guys like these videos, let me know. I'll try and do I really want to get the counterpoint Keyblade. I really want to have that. Am I making a mistake here? Nah, that should be fine. Yeah, Molo should be with AB3 max skilled at 100%. Just, was there even a challenge there at all? No, not really. What to do if you don't have Molo should be? Go back in time and get Molo should be. Yeah, that's what you should do. Yeah. What else could you do though? If you had like Captain Hook, I guess he deals a similar amount of damage to Molo should be, not nearly the same amount, but a comparable amount of damage. Like saying A deals the same amount of damage. I mean, I guess if you had like Halloween Sora, actually would probably do pretty well here. In that final slot, Halloween Sora would do pretty well. The only limiting factor would be how high. Please get the hell out of my life. I'm keeping the Stitches because I wanna reroll Stitch the next time a Guillotine campaign comes around. If I need to sell them, if I need space, I'll sell the Stitches. Don't you worry. But okay, I'm gonna do a final check because this video's running long. Do a final check and see if we could use a different slot there. If you don't want to level your Keyblade all the way up to level 17. Okay, so if we go equipment and we go, oops. Wow. Ooh, mercy. Okay, so that's right. The thing about these Keyblades is, they're very good for their specific roles. They are miserable otherwise. That's right. Okay, so you kind of do, if you do want to do what I do, do want to do what I just did, you will need to get this up to level 17 because that's the first time you get that reverse slot there. And as you can see, it did the work for me. It did just such great work for me that I think it's worth it. I've still got 40 orbs to upgrade my counterpoint when I get it. And I feel like an idiot for not knowing if there is a third Keyblade. There is, I'm pretty sure. There is a third Keyblade that requires Electrum orbs. I just can't think of it right now. It's definitely not out yet, and it's like months away from the global audience. But yeah, I'm happy with my Sleeping Lion staying at 17 for now because, like everything in this game, spend the resources when you need to. If you cannot beat a certain amount of content, and you think, okay, if I put these resources into it, will that allow me to get over this hump? Like, Electrum orbs are technically enough to go around, but look, I've got a fair few quests here that I've just had to skip because I couldn't one-turn them. There you go. There's another one with Sleeping Lion. So I think I'd rather upgrade my counterpoint higher than my Sleeping Lion just because I have upright magic medals. Nothing too great, mind you, but like, you know, Jack Skellington, Ariel and Flounder, Classic Donalds, all of which, not Ariel and Flounder, but there are some decent event medals that we've got that can be used by counterpoint, so I'd much rather have that at a higher level in my arsenal than Sleeping Lion. Because I don't have the medals for it right now. There's no point having the, I don't know, the world's greatest gun if it only takes a certain amount of bullets and you only have 0 bullets. Wow, that's a terrible analogy, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. So I hope that helped, guys. I hope you get some ideas out of that on how to beat the content. Hopefully you're not stuck on anything. If you are, please let me know and we'll try and get through it together. But yeah, until tomorrow, hopefully, hopefully I'll do another video tomorrow, I think. But yeah, it was really fun, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you real soon. All the best.